Reno is a city in the U.S. state of Nevada. It is located in the northern portion of the state, approximately 36 miles from Lake Tahoe. Known as the biggest little city in the world, Reno is famous for its casinos and is the birthplace of Caesars Entertainment Corporation. It is the county seat of Washoe County, located in the northwestern part of the state. The city sits in a high desert at the foot of the Sierra Nevada, and its downtown area occupies a valley informally known as the Truckee Meadows. Reno is the most populous Nevada city outside of the Las Vegas Paradise, NVMSA, with an estimated population of 233,294 in 2013, and is the third most populous city in the state after Las Vegas and Henderson. Reno is part of the Reno-Sparks metropolitan area, which consists of all of both Washoe and Story counties, and has a 2013 estimated population of 437,673, making it the second largest metropolitan area in Nevada. History. Archaeological finds place the eastern border for the prehistoric Martis people in the Reno area. As early as the 1850s, a few pioneers settled in the Truckee Meadows, a relatively fertile valley through which the Truckee River made its way from Lake Tahoe to Pyramid Lake. In addition to subsistence farming, these early residents could pick up business from travelers along the California Trail, which followed the Truckee westward before branching off towards Donner Lake, where the formidable obstacle of the Sierra Nevada began. Gold was discovered in the vicinity of Virginia City in 1850, and a modest mining community developed. But the discovery of silver in 1859 at the Comstock lode led to a mining rush. To provide the necessary connection between Virginia City and the California Trail, Charles W. Fuller built a log toll bridge across the Truckee River in 1859. A small community that would service travelers soon grew up near the bridge. After 2 years, Fuller sold the bridge to Myron C. Lake, who continued to develop the community with the addition of a grist mill, kiln, and livery stable to the hotel and eating house. He renamed it Lake's Crossing. In 1864, Washoe County was consolidated with Root County, and Lake's Crossing became the largest town in the county. Lake had earned himself the title founder of Reno. By January 1863, the Central Pacific Railroad had begun laying tracks east from Sacramento, California, eventually connecting with the Union Pacific Railroad at Promontory, Utah, to form the first transcontinental railroad. Lake deeded land to the CPR in exchange for its promise to build a depot at Lake's Crossing. Once the railroad station was established, the town of Reno officially came into being on May 9, 1868. CPR construction superintendent Charles Crocker named the community after Major General Jesse Lee Reno, a Union officer killed in the American Civil War at the Battle of South Mountain. In 1871, Reno became the county seat of the newly expanded Washoe County, replacing the previous county seat, located in Washoe City. However, political power in Nevada remained with the mining communities, first Virginia City and later Tonopah and Goldfield. The extension of the Virginia and Truckee Railroad to Reno in 1872 provided a boost to the new city's economy. In the following decades, Reno continued to grow and prosper as a business and agricultural center and became the principal settlement on the Transcontinental Railroad between Sacramento and Salt Lake City. As the mining boom waned early in the 20th century, Nevada's centers of political and business activity shifted to the non-mining communities, especially Reno and Las Vegas, and today the former mining metropolises stand as little more than ghost towns. Despite this, Nevada is still the third largest gold producer in the world. After South Africa and Australia, the state yielded 6.9% of the world's supply in 2005 world gold production. The Reno Arch was erected on Virginia Street in 1926 to promote the upcoming Transcontinental Highways Exposition of 1927. The arch included the words "Nevada's Transcontinental Highways Exposition" and the dates of the exposition. After the exposition, the Reno City Council decided to keep the arch as a permanent downtown gateway, and Mary E. Roberts asked the citizens of Reno to suggest a slogan for the arch. No acceptable slogan was received until a $100 prize was offered, and G.A. Burns of Sacramento was declared the winner on March 14, 1929, with Reno, the biggest little city in the world. Reno took a leap when the state of Nevada legalized open gambling on March 19, 1931, along with the passage of even more liberal divorce laws than places like Hot Springs, Arkansas, offered. No other state offered what Nevada did in the 1930s, and casinos like the Bank Club and Palace were popular. Within a few years, the Bank Club, owned by George Wingfield, Bill Graham, and Jim McKay, was the state's largest employer and the largest casino in the world. Wingfield owned most of the buildings in town that housed gaming and took a percentage of the profits, along with his rent. Ernie Pyle once wrote in one of his columns, "All the people you saw on the streets in Reno were obviously there to get divorces." Quote, in Ayn Rand's novel The Fountainhead, published in 1943, the New York-based female protagonist tells a friend, "I'm going to Reno," which is taken as a different way of saying, "I'm going to divorce my husband." Quote, among others, the Belgian-French writer Georges Simenon, at the time living in the U.S., came to Reno in 1950 in order to divorce his first wife. The divorce business eventually died as the other states fell in line by passing their own laws easing the requirements for divorce. But gambling continued as a major Reno industry, while gaming pioneers like Pappy and Harold Smith of Harold's Club and Bill Harrah of the soon-to-dominate Harrah's Casino set up shop in the 1930s. The war years of the 1940s cemented Reno as the place to play for 2 decades. Beginning in the 1950s, the need for economic diversification beyond gaming fueled a movement for more lenient business taxation. A disaster occurred on the afternoon of February 5, 1957, when an explosion ripped through the heart of downtown. At 1:03 p.m., 2 explosions, caused by natural gas leaking into the maze of pipes and ditches under the city, and an ensuing fire destroyed 5 buildings in the vicinity of Sierra and First Streets along the Truckee River. 49 people were injured in the disaster, and 2 were killed. The first explosion hit under the block of shops on the west side of Sierra Street, the second across Sierra Street, now the site of the Palladio. The presence of a main east-west rail line, the emerging interstate highway system, favorable state tax climate, and relatively inexpensive land created good conditions for warehousing and distribution of goods. In the 1980s, Indian gaming rules were relaxed, and starting in 2000, California native casinos began to chip away at Reno's casino industry. Major new construction projects have been completed in the Reno and Sparks areas. A few new luxury communities were recently built in Truckee, California, approximately 28 miles west of Reno and Interstate 80. Reno also is an outdoor recreation destination, due to its close proximity to the Sierra Nevada, Lake Tahoe, and numerous ski resorts in the region. In more recent years, the city has gained some notoriety as the subject of the comedy series Reno 911. On May 9, 2014, the Reno Historical App was released in conjunction with the city's celebration of its 111th birthday as an incorporated city. The free app puts Reno's history at users' fingertips, allowing them to explore the people, places and moments that have shaped both the city's and the university's history. Geography. Environmental factors. Wetlands are an important part of the Reno, Tahoe area. They act as a natural filter for the solids that come out of the water treatment plant. Plant roots absorb nutrients from the water and naturally filter it. Wetlands are home for over 75% of the species in the Great Basin. However, the area's wetlands are at risk of being destroyed due to development around the city. While developers build on top of the wetlands, they fill them with dirt, destroying the habitat they create for the plants and animals. Washoe County has devised a plan that will help protect these ecosystems. Mitigation. In the future, when developers try to build over a wetland, they will be responsible for creating another wetland near Washoe Lake. The Truckee River serves as Reno's primary source of drinking water. It supplies Reno with 80 million U.S. gallons of water a day during the summer, and 40 million U.S. gallons of water per day in the winter. Before the water goes to the homes around the Reno area, it must go to one of two water treatment plants. Chalk Bluff, a Glendale water treatment plant. As an attempt to save water, golf courses in Reno, like Arrow Creek Golf Course, have been using treated effluent water instead of treated water from one of Reno's water plants. The Reno Sparks wastewater treatment plant discharges tertiary treated effluent to the Truckee River. In the 1990s, this capacity was increased from 20 to 30 million U.S. gallons per day. While treated, the effluent contains suspended solids, nitrogen, and phosphorus, aggravating water quality concerns of the river and its receiving waters of Pyramid Lake. Local agencies working with the Environmental Protection Agency have developed a number of watershed management strategies to accommodate this expanded effluent discharge. To accomplish this successful outcome, the DSSAM model was developed and calibrated for the Truckee River in order to analyze the most cost-effective available management strategy set. The resulting management strategies included a package of measures such as land use controls in the Lake Tahoe Basin, urban runoff controls in Reno and Sparks, and best management practices for wastewater discharge. The Reno area is frequently subject to wildfires, causing property damage and sometimes loss of life. In August 1960, the Donner Ridge Fire resulted in a loss of electricity to the city for 4 days. In November 2011, arcing from power lines caused a fire in Cochlin in southwest Reno that destroyed 26 homes and killed one older man. And only 2 months later, in January 2012, another fire in Washoe Drive sparked by fireplace ashes destroyed 29 homes and killed one older woman. Around 10,000 residents were evacuated, and a state of emergency was declared. The fires came at the end of Reno's longest recorded dry spell. Geology. Reno is situated just east of the Sierra Nevada on the western edge of the Great Basin at an elevation of about 4,400 feet above sea level. Numerous faults exist throughout the region. Most of these are normal faults associated with the uplift of the various mountain ranges, including the Sierra Nevada. In February 2008, an earthquake swarm began to occur, with some quakes registering between 4 and 4.5 on the Richter scale. The earthquakes were centered on the Somerset community in western Reno near the areas of Mogul and Verde. Many homes in these areas were damaged. Climate. Reno sits in the rain shadow of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Annual rainfall averages 7.48 inches. Despite this low amount of rainfall per year, Reno features a steppe climate due to its low evapotranspiration. Annual precipitation has ranged from 1.55 inches in 1947 to 13.23 inches in 1983. The most precipitation in 1 month was 5.25 inches in December 1955, and the most precipitation in 24 hours was 2.29 inches on January 21, 1943. Winter has snowfall which is usually light to moderate but can be heavy some days, averaging 21.5 inches annually. Snowfall varies, with the lowest amounts at the last part of the valley at and east of the Reno Tahoe International Airport at 4,404 feet, while the foothills of the Carson Range to the west, ranging from 4,700 to 5,600 feet in elevation just a few miles west of downtown, can receive up to 2 to 3 times as much annual snowfall. The mountains of the Virginia Range to the east can receive more summer thunderstorms and precipitation, and around twice as much annual snowfall above 5,500 feet. However, snowfall increases in the Virginia Range less dramatic as elevation climbs than in the Carson Range to the west, because the Virginia Range is well within the rain shadow of the Sierra Nevada and Carson Range. The most snowfall in the city in 1 year was 63.8 inches in 1971, and the most snowfall in 1 month was 29.0 inches in March 1952. Most rainfall occurs in winter and spring. The city has 300 days of sunshine per year. Summer thunderstorms can occur between April and October. The eastern side of town and the mountains east of Reno tend to be prone to thunderstorms more often, and these storms may be severe because an afternoon downslope west wind called a washover can develop in the Sierra Nevada, causing air to be pulled down in the Sierra Nevada and Reno, destroying or preventing thunderstorms. But the same wind can push air upwards against the Virginia Range and other mountain ranges east of Reno, creating powerful thunderstorms. The monthly daily average temperature ranges from 35.3 degrees Fahrenheit in December to 74.9 degrees Fahrenheit in July, with the diurnal temperature variation reaching 35 degrees Fahrenheit in summer, still lower than much of the high desert to the east. There are 3.9 days of 100 degrees Fahrenheit plus highs, 58 days of 90 degrees Fahrenheit plus highs, and 2.5 nights with sub-10 degrees Fahrenheit lows annually. The temperature does not rise above freezing on only 5.1 days. The all-time record high temperature is 108 degrees Fahrenheit, which occurred on July 10 and 11, 2002, and again on July 5, 2007. The all-time record low temperature is -17 degrees Fahrenheit, which occurred on January 21, 1916. In addition, the region is windy throughout the year. Observers such as Mark Twain have commented about the washover, northwestern Nevada's distinctive wind. Demographics. As of the census of 2010, there were 225,221 people, 90,924 households, and 51,112 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,186.6 per square mile. There were 102,582 housing units at an average density of 995.9 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 74.2% white, 2.9% African American, 1.3% Native American, 6.3% Asian, 0.7% Pacific Islander, 10.5% some other race, and 4.2% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 24.3% of the population. Non-Hispanic whites were 62.5% of the population in 2010, down from 88.5% in 1980. At the 2010 census, there were 90,924 households, out of which 29.8% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 38.4% were headed by married couples living together, 11.8% had a female householder with no husband present, and 43.8% were non-families. 32.1% of all households were made up of individuals, and 9.7% were someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.43, and the average family size was 3.10. In the city, the 2010 population was spread out with 22.8% under the age of 18, 12.5% from 18 to 24, 28.2% from 25 to 44, 24.9% from 45 to 64, and 11.7% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 34.6 years. For every 100 females there were 103.4 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 102.7 males. In 2011, the estimated median income for a household in the city was $44,846, and the median income for a family was $53,896. Males had a median income of $42,120 versus $31,362 for females. The per capita income for the city was $25,041. About 9.6% of families and 14.4% of the population were below the poverty line, including 15.1% of those under age 18 and 12.8% of those age 65 or over. The population was 180,480 at the 2000 census. In 2010, its population had risen to 225,221, making it the third largest city in the state after Las Vegas and Henderson, and the largest outside of Clark County. Reno lies 26 miles north of the Nevada state capital, Carson City, and 22 miles northeast of Lake Tahoe in a shrub-steppe environment. Reno shares its eastern border with the city of Sparks and is the larger of the principal cities of the Reno-Sparks, Nevada Metropolitan Statistical Area, a metropolitan area that covers Story and Washoe counties. The MSA had a combined population of 425,417 at the 2010 census. The MSA is combined with the Fernley Micropolitan Statistical Area to form the Reno-Sparks-Fernley Combined Statistical Area, which had a total population of 477,397 at the 2010 census. Economy. Before the late 1950s, Reno was the gambling capital of the United States, but in the last 20 years Las Vegas' rapid growth, American Airlines 2000 buyout of Reno Air, and the growth of Native American gaming in California have reduced its business. Older casinos were torn down, or smaller casinos like the Comstock, Sundowner, Golden Phoenix, Kings Inn, Money Tree, Virginian, and Riverboat were either closed or were converted into condos. Because of its location, Reno has traditionally drawn the majority of its California tourists and gamblers from the San Francisco Bay Area and Sacramento, while Las Vegas has historically served more tourists from Southern California and the Phoenix area. Several local large hotel casinos have shown significant growth and have moved gaming further away from the Virginia street core. These larger hotel casinos are the Atlantis, the Peppermill and the Grand Sierra Resort. The Peppermill was chosen as the most outstanding Reno gaming hotel property by Casino Player and Nevada magazines. In 2005, the Peppermill Reno began a $300 million Tuscan-themed expansion. In an effort to bring more tourism to the area, Reno holds several events throughout the year, most of which have been extremely successful. They include Hot August Nights, Street Vibrations, the Great Reno Balloon Race, a Cinco de Mayo celebration, bowling tournaments, and the Reno Air Races. Several large commercial developments were constructed during the mid-2000s boom, such as the Summit in 2007 and Legends It's Parks Marina in 2008. Reno is the location of the corporate headquarters for numerous companies, including Brayburn Capital, Hamilton, E-Technologies, and Port of Subs. International Game Technology, Valley Technologies and GameTech have development and manufacturing presence in Reno. Top employers. According to Reno's 2013 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the top employers in the city are Culture, Artown, the Midtown Art Walk, hosted by Livingstone's Church, National Automobile Museum, Nevada Museum of Art. The Nevada Museum of Art, located at 160 West Liberty Street in Reno, Nevada, is the only American Alliance of Museums accredited art museum in the state of Nevada. Nevada Opera, Nevada Shakespeare Company, Pioneer Center for the Performing Arts, Reno Philharmonic Orchestra, Reno Pops Orchestra, University of Nevada, Reno Arboretum, Wilbur D. May Center, Ann Arboretum and Botanical Garden, Brooker Theater of the Sierras, Reno Little Theater, Good Luck Macbeth Theater Company, TheaterWorks of Northern Nevada, Ageless Repertory Theater, Nevada Repertory Company, Sierra Arts Foundation, Hot August Nights, Burning Man. Libraries. Washoe County Library System has locations throughout Reno and its surrounding communities. Reno in media. Movies filmed in Reno include. Music videos filmed in Reno include Drive Slow, Kanye West, Little Motel, Modest Mouse, Take Me Home Tonight, Eddie Money, Send the Pain Below, Chevelle. The young adult author Ellen Hopkins has written a series of novels called Cranks Set in Reno. Also, many of the short stories included in Claire V. Watkins' collection Battleborn are set in the city. American songwriter Richard Farina composed a song named Reno, Nevada. It was first released on Richard and Amp Mimi Farina's debut album Celebrations, For a Gray Day in 1965. The song was famously covered by Fairport Convention in 1968 and by Ian Matthews in 1971. Thomas Dolby composed a song named Road to Reno as part of his A Map of the Floating City album, released in 2011. Sports. Reno is home to the Reno Aces, the minor league baseball Triple-A affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks, playing in Greater Nevada Field. A downtown ballpark opened in 2009. Reno has hosted multiple professional baseball teams in the past, most under the Reno Silver Sox name. A Reno Astros, a former professional, unaffiliated baseball team, played at Moana Stadium until 2009. In basketball, the Reno Bighorns, who joined the NBA Development League in 2008, play at the Reno Events Center. They are an affiliate of the Sacramento Kings. Reno is host to both amateur and professional combat sporting events such as mixed martial arts and boxing. The fight of the century between Jack Johnson and James J. Jeffries was held in Reno in 1910. Boxer Ray Mancini fought 4 of his last 5 fights in Reno against Bobby Chacon, Livingston Bramble, Hector Camacho, and Greg Haugen. The Reno Barons, an independent professional indoor football team, played at the Reno Events Center in 2011. Reno expected to be the future home of an ECHL ice hockey team, named the Reno Raiders, but construction on a suitable arena never began. The franchise was dormant since 1998, when it was named the Reno Rage, and earlier the Reno Renegades, and played in the now-defunct West Coast Hockey League. In 2016, Reno was removed from the ECHL's Future Markets page. The Reno Tahoe Open is Northern Nevada's only PGA Tour event, held at Montreux Golf and Amp Country Club in Reno. As part of the FedEx Cup, the tournament follows 132 PGA Tour professionals competing for a share of the event's $3 million purse. The Reno Tahoe Open Foundation has donated more than $1.8 million to local charities. Reno has a college sports scene, with the Nevada Wolf Pack appearing in football bowl games and an Associated Press top 10 ranking in basketball in 2007. In 2004, the city completed a $1.5 million whitewater park on the Truckee River in downtown Reno, which hosts whitewater events throughout the year. The course runs Class 2 and 3 rapids with year-round public access. The 1,400-foot North Channel features more aggressive rapids, drop pools, and holes for rodeo kayak-type maneuvers. The milder 1,200 feet South Channel is set up as a kayak slalom course and a beginner area. Reno is home to 2 roller derby teams, the Battle-Born Derby Demons and the Reno Roller Girls. The Battle-Born Derby Demons compete on flat tracks locally and nationally. They are the only derby team locally to compete in a national derby league. Reno is the home of the National Bowling Stadium, which hosts the United States Bowling Congress Open Championships every 3 years. Recreation. Reno is home to a variety of recreation activities, including both seasonal and year-round. In the summer, Reno locals can be found near 3 major bodies of water: Lake Tahoe, the Truckee River, and Pyramid Lake. The Truckee River originates at Lake Tahoe and flows west to east through the center of downtown Reno before terminating at Pyramid Lake to the north. The river is a major part of our town, held in the summer at Wingfield Park. Washoe Lake is a popular kite and wind surfing location because of its high wind speeds during the summer. Skiing and snowboarding are among the most popular winter sports and draw in many tourists. There are 18 ski resorts located as close as 11 miles and as far as 98 miles from the Reno Tahoe International Airport, including North Star, California, Sierra, Tahoe, Alpine Meadows, Squaw Valley, Sugar Bowl, Diamond Peak, Heavenly Mountain, and Mount Rose. Other popular Reno winter activities include snowshoeing, ice skating, and snowmobiling. There are many bike paths to ride in the summertime. International bike competitions are held in Lake Tahoe over the summertime. Air races. The Reno Air Races, also known as the National Championship Air Races, are held each September at the Reno State Airport.